Everywhere I've looked, I have seen about how horrible 2020 has been, and it has been horrible worldwide for everybody. But I'm really tired of the negativity, and I don't understand why people aren't seeing the good things that happened this year. So I thought that I would talk about the good things that happened this year. And if you don't know, there was a YouTube channel by John Krasinski, and he was Jim in The Office, but he had a channel called Some Good News, where he would collect stories from around the world of ways that people were being good to each other and helping each other out during these tough times. And then he would get other people involved in helping other people out. And it was such a wonderful, positive thing. It was like getting a big hug from all around the world every time you get to see one of the Some Good News videos. So if you haven't checked out that channel, go check out that channel, because he really did some amazing things and he made us all feel so much better. But anyway, back to my little corner of why I think 2020 had really good things. I'm going to read off my list. Now, I'll granted, for me, because I care so much about music, a lot of my stuff has to do with music that came out, which, I mean, you can't poo-poo that, because music is everything. Music keeps us going, and it comforts us, and it gives us motivation and drive, and there isn't anything that music can't do for us. So let me start my list on the good things about 2020. Pearl Jam Gigaton album came out on March 27th. Now, this was right around the time when things started getting really bad and really noticeable, and people were like, what is going on here? Oh my gosh. Right at that time, Gigaton came out, and it is such a beautiful album. It really is. I love Pearl Jam. I mean, obviously, I have a stickman tattooed on me. I love Pearl Jam, and I just absolutely love the Gigaton album, and every time I listen to it, it's just like, it's like a hug, and it's like comfort. There's something about Eddie's voice anyway that just wraps his arms around me and makes me feel better, and is there with me during the aggravating times and the uplifting times and all of that jazz. So that was the first thing good that happened during this year. Actually, one of the ways that started off the year really good was, it was late January, I think. I got to see Nevermind. They're a Nirvana tribute band who are extremely awesome and extremely talented. And I got to go see them before the big C hit, so at least I got in a concert this year, even though it was one concert. I did have a concert this year, so that's awesome. And then in February, I celebrated my friend's birthday over here, and we had a party, so we got to get together with our friends, and it was such a wonderful time. We didn't know what was brewing for the next month, but that started off the year really good. And then Pearl Jam Gigaton came out in March 27th. Okay, after that, Alanis Morissette, Such Pretty Forks in the Road, came out, and that was July 31st. I have been an Alanis fan since Jagged Little Pill. I love her vocals, and she makes me, kind of like Eddie, she makes me feel comforted, and like she understands what you're going through, and she lifts you up when you need to be lifted up, and she's there now with you when you need somebody to be like, I understand what you're going through. I love Alanis Morissette, and her new album, Such Pretty Forks in the Road, is absolutely beautiful. It really is, and it was very uplifting and made me very happy when it came out. August 7th, Avatar Hunter-Gatherer CD came out. I love Avatar. We've gone and seen Avatar and painted our faces up like Johannes. They're a Swedish metal band. If you don't know who Avatar is, you need to check them out. They're absolutely amazing. And their new album, Hunter-Gatherer, came out, and that's actually what I gave. Today is Matt's birthday, and I gave him that CD for his birthday today. So we're big Avatar fans, so he was absolutely jonesing for that CD, so I was glad I was able to give that to him for his birthday today. September 11th, Marilyn Manson, We Are Chaos came out. Oh my gosh, do you want to talk about an anthem? The We Are Chaos song itself is just like, it's an anthem. And when you first hear it, you think, that's Marilyn Manson? But it's amazing. The whole album is absolutely beautiful. I love Marilyn Manson and very much. And I love that his music has matured and grown, and just like Pearl Jam, so many people expect Pearl Jam to always sound like 10. And they expect Marilyn Manson to always sound like Antichrist Superstar. Well, if artists aren't growing and maturing, then what are they doing? And Pearl Jam continuously grows, and, their sounds grow and mature, and same with Alice in Chains. They're still Alice in Chains, and it's Alice in Chains. And there's the elements of the, facelift Alice in Chains all the time, but then they're also evolving as well. And Marilyn Manson, We Are Chaos is an evolved album, and it's absolutely stunning. December 11th, posthumous, they didn't tell anybody, the Chris Cornell estate released his posthumous, he had done a collection of cover songs. And I think one of them is Patience by Guns N' Roses. And so he did a bunch of cover songs, and they released it posthumously. So anytime we hear, I'm trying not to cry. Okay, hold on. I can't talk too much about it. I miss Chris Cornell, and it was hearing his voice with new stuff after we have lost him is just, it's a hug. So thank you to the Chris Cornell estate for releasing that for us. We can continue to celebrate him always. Plus, there were other albums that came out. I think Green Day had an album come out. Fiona Apple, Fetch the Bolt Cutters came out. That was fantastic. I don't know if you know who Fiona Apple is, but she's a fantastic singer. And then, there were just other albums that came out this year. These were just the ones that I personally bought that personally I needed to get for my life. Alice in Chains got the Mopop Founders Award, which is that was so far coming. Alice in Chains have been around for 30 years. This is the 30th year anniversary of their Facelift album, which means I have been in love and obsessed with Alice in Chains for 30 years. And, guys, they deserve recognition so much. They are so integral to the Seattle sound and to the grunge scene. And, they started in 1987. But I say 30 years because 30 years is when Facelift came out, and that's when I discovered them. But, they formed in 1987, and they've just been bringing amazing music to the world. And we are so fortunate that they share their talents with us. And they are absolutely goofy as heck. And that's one thing that I have always loved about Alice in Chains is their sense of humor is absolutely off the charts, hilarious. So, if you can make great music and be goofy and have fun and make people laugh too, perfect band, hello. Oh, and speaking of the Alice in Chains, at the Alice in Chains Mopop Founders Award, there were other artists that were singing Alice in Chains, like, was it Ann Wilson and, oh my God, Fishbone. Holy cow, I haven't seen Fishbone in freaking forever. And they came out and did an Alice in Chains song. And Metallica and, oh my God, Korn. Korn, oh my God. They were so freaking good playing Alice in Chains. I kind of had a little bit of a music-gasm right there. But it was amazing. But anyway, and oh my gosh, Nona Weisbaum made an appearance, which absolutely blew me away. If you don't know who Nona is, back in 1995, Alice in Chains made a mockumentary where Nona Weisbaum, played by Jerry Cantrell, was just trying to get interviews with Alice in Chains, and it was just absolutely hilarious. The Nona tapes are on YouTube, so you can type in Nona tapes and watch them. It's absolutely hilarious, and there's nothing better than seeing Jerry Cantrell dressed up as a woman. But Nona made her appearance for the Alice in Chains Mopop Founders Award, and that's just if anything made my year, Nona coming back absolutely made my year. That that was awesome. I love my guys. I love them so much. Okay, next on the list, I discovered a new artist thanks to Eddie Vedder. He had been advertising that they were going to show. If you don't know, a lot of artists have been doing virtual concerts and showing old concert clips like music festivals. So there was a lot of online music festivals this year. And Eddie Vedder was promoting, and Pearl Jam were promoting the Ohana Festival. And I think it was from 2019, but it was just a big online event of different clips from different artists that played during the Ohana Festival and such. And so I had turned it on. I was like, well, Eddie Vedder, I'll watch it. You know, Eddie, can't do anything wrong. So I turned it on, and this person came out, and I was like, okay, this person's style is a little bit of Bob Dylan, and I'm intrigued. And she opened her mouth and started singing, and I was immediately obsessed. Her name is Laura. Now, I might screw up her last name. It's Pergolesi. I don't know exactly if I'm pronouncing it right, but she goes by LP. And she's actually, I say she because she goes by Laura. Her name is Laura, but she's actually non-binary. But her music, her vocals are absolutely mind-blowing to me. She's got an amazing range, and she whistles, which I think whistling is a lost art. And she can play the ukulele, which we'll get around to the ukulele story here in a minute. And her music is just amazing. And it was one of those moments where you're like, how have I not known about this person? But apparently, because LP is an indie artist, LP is not as well known as LP should be, although she is a songwriter and has worked with massive people in the industry. But wow, she's amazing. So I'm actually going to treat myself to a couple of her albums with a gift card that I got for Christmas. So I discovered a new artist this year thanks to Eddie Vedder. So I love how music is connected, and it just makes me happy. So anyway, okay. The next thing that was awesome, The Mandalorian. If you're not watching The Mandalorian, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, no spoilers. I'm not saying anything about the show except it's amazing. And you don't even have to be a real Star Wars fan to love The Mandalorian. That show made me very, very happy, especially this year. So The Mandalorian is something great that happened. The most massive thing that happened this year that was fantastic, we paid off our bills. I paid off my student loan that I've had since like 2004 or something. I finally paid off my student loan, and we paid off all of our other outstanding credit cards. And that felt amazing. And it was also a really big help because of this year. But that's another positive thing. My husband, because of what he does, is essential, and he's never lost his job. So he has been able to continue to work this entire year, except for the 2 years that we were, except 2 years. It felt like 2 years, except for the 2 weeks that we were stuck here for the big C. So we paid off bills, so hello, that is awesome. We got to go camping. On Halloween, we went camping, and we got to see our best friends, and they had their tent set up over here, and we had our tent set up over here, and we were able to visit and socially distance and have a campfire, and we were out in a park and there was Halloween stuff going on, and it was just a very good time. So we did get to go camping, and we did get to see friends this year, which was very healing, because that, you know, okay. We got a new truck this year. It was through a bad circumstance, but the positive, because one of our vehicles died, so we had no choice but to get a new vehicle. But we got a new, we got new to us F-150, and with very low mileage, and we got a great deal. So we have a new truck. And by the way, when we walked into the dealership, they had a Sirius XM poster or whatever it is, and Pearl Jam was right there. And I was like, it is a sign. And I said, if we get approved for this truck, I'm naming the truck Eddie. And sure enough, we got the truck, and the truck's name is Eddie. So there's that. We got to witness a planetary event that won't happen again for centuries. We got to see the Christmas star. We got to see the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, where they appeared as one star in the sky because they were so close together. And I think the last time that happened was maybe 800 years ago, or in the 1600s, or something happened 400 years ago, and part of it happened 800 years ago, but it won't happen for centuries. So we got to witness a planetary event that was seriously once in a lifetime. Once in a generations and generations lifetime. So that was awesome. Oh my gosh, the next thing that happened that was awesome, we had snow flurries on Christmas Eve in Alafreakin-Bama. I mean, that never happens. Never happens. We had a cold Christmas, which was a Christmas miracle in and of itself. Alabama has only been under 40 degrees or at 40 or under 40 12 times since 1900. So we seriously have one cold Christmas every decade, guys. And snow never happens on Christmas. And so even though it didn't stick here or anything, it was just a few flurries in the air and it didn't last long, that was like a Christmas miracle for us. So I was giggling and laughing, and we were driving around on Christmas Eve looking at Christmas lights and listening to Christmas music, and you could see the snow in the headlights, and it was magical, and I was just giggling like a 5-year-old because it never happened. So that's something awesome that happened for us. One of the amazing things about 2020 that happened just recently happened to me at Christmas. Let me give you a little backstory first. You know how I am about music. Well, back in 1998, I decided that I wanted to learn how to play guitar. So I bought myself a cheap little owner acoustic guitar, and found out pretty quick that it was too big for me. I'm pretty small, and acoustic guitars, the bodies are just massive, and so it was very awkward for me. I loved the guitar though. I tried my best to learn to play, but I just wasn't very good. And I named her Alice. One guess why? Alice in Chains. But Alice was my first guitar, and then I tried. Well, circumstances happened, and about a year and a half later, I found myself in a bad situation and I needed money, so I pawned her. Okay, fast forward to 2008 or 2009. I used some Christmas money and got myself another guitar because I was like, I really want to learn how to play. And so I got a Made in Mexico Fender Stratocaster, and I named her Emily from a Pink Floyd song. And so I loved Emily, and again, it was easier for me to play because the body was smaller, but I never, YouTube back then there's a guy that's awesome named Justin Sanderco that would give lessons, and he was amazing, but I still wasn't very good at it, and it was mostly because I really didn't get a chance to practice as often as I wanted to. But I loved Emily, and I took her when I went to Oregon, and I've got a video of a friend at the time playing on her, and I just always loved Emily. And then when I married Matt, it was right after I lost my job, and we moved here, and I didn't have a way to get him anything for Christmas. So I I didn't pawn, I sold my guitar to the local guitar shop so I could have money to get him a Christmas present. And I have missed her ever since. I know that I sold her for a good reason, but I've missed her ever since. And so a friend of ours actually has a ukulele and plays, and I thought, well, that's only 4 strings. Maybe it'd be a little bit easier for me to learn how to play a ukulele. And I have been starting to watch videos and doing some research, and I was like, I really want one. I just do. And then I found that artist I was talking about, LP. She plays a ukulele, and I was already like, okay, if LP plays the ukulele, then I've definitely got to get a ukulele, because that would just be fun to learn. And so then we went to the guitar store, and I've been having really bad anxiety issues again. And when we got to the guitar, I had an anxiety attack all the way up there. And then when we got to the guitar store, and I went in the acoustic room and pulled a ukulele off the wall, I thought that I had wanted a Fender concert ukulele, the Zuma concert ukulele. And then when I got there, something didn't sit right with me as this is the one that I want. And then next to it was a Fender tenor Montecito ukulele, and I took that one off the wall and sat down and just strummed it. I don't know any chords. I don't know anything about ukuleles. I just strummed a little bit and to see what it felt like. And it's like I had no anxiety. And it's like the moment I put the instrument in my hand, even though I'm not good at instruments, I never have been, there's something about music that just does something to me. And it was one of the most peaceful moments I've had in a while, like inside of me. And so I was like, well, unfortunately, the one that I liked the most was pretty expensive. And so I was like, I'm going to save up. If I get gift cards for Christmas, I'm going to save up, because I usually get a birthday money from at least one person. And I was like, if I get gift cards, I'm going to save up and I'm going to buy myself a cheap ukulele. And then when I can get more money, then I'm going to buy myself the Montecito tenor ukulele that I really wanted. And lo and behold, come Christmas, I opened my present from Matt, and it is the tenor ukulele. Guys, I sobbed so hard. Like, I ugly cried over this, because I didn't think there was any way that we could get this, because even though we've been lucky this year with him keeping his job, and we paid off bills because of now having a car payment that really threw a monkey wrench into our money. And he worked late for overtime to get me this, and it is, look, okay, this is so gorgeous and so special, and I cannot wait to learn how to play it. But look at how beautiful this is, guys. And I love Fender, I really do. I'm a Fender lover. But look at how gorgeous this is. This is the top is solid. It's a solid top koa wood. And the sides and back are koa, but they are laminated. Now, if you get higher up, money-wise, like the more expensive ones, you can get like solid sides and solid back. The cheaper ones will have laminated tops. But this is a solid koa top. And look at the abalone inserts. Look at how gorgeous that is. She's absolutely beautiful, and she's all mine. And I'm so excited. I learned, let's see, is that A minor? A minor, I think. Or is that A minor? Maybe I haven't learned anything yet. That's C, I know that much. But, I mean, guys, what was this one? What was this one? I don't remember what chord this is. Is this, was that E minor? Anyway, I can't wait to learn how to play it. I don't know how to play, and I'm not going to be playing it with my rings on until I know what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm pretty crazy about like making sure that my instruments, I polish my instruments. But anyway, I baby my instruments for real. I keep them in their case. I don't let them get dusty. I clean off fingerprints, and she's just, look at the wood. Look at that pattern. Isn't she gorgeous? And then here, she came with a Fender gig bag. Isn't she adorable? Isn't this? Guys, I have a freaking ukulele. I have a freaking ukulele. I have a ukulele. I have a ukulele. Ukulele, 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 ukulele. Guys, seriously. I can't wait to get to learn how to play her. And I may never be great, but it makes me happy. It makes me happy to have instrument and try to learn how to play my own music again. So, that being said, those are the awesome things that happened this year in 2020. Hi, sweetheart. It's not for you, but I love you. Those are the great things that happened in 2020. 2020 wasn't all bad. So let's put away the negativity, find the good things about the year, and then let's step forward into 2021 with a positive attitude that things are going to be even better and we'll start to be on the upswing again. The main thing I want to come back is concerts because I miss live music. I didn't mean to kick you. I didn't know you were standing there. I'm sorry. I miss live music really bad. And I'm jonesing for a concert. But guys, go out there and find the good things and stop complaining. Yes, it has been a rough year for everyone, but there are good things to be found. So go find some joy. That is my command to you. Go find joy. I command you. No, really, seriously. Go out and find some joy and find something to be happy about. And don't say, I'm just happy this year's over. Come on. Go find something really positive about 2020. I bet you can find at least 5 things that happened in 2020 that you're happy about. So go and be happy, spread some joy, and we will see you next year. And I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.